As Westerners, we have been accustomed to look at human existence as a precarious event in a cosmos that, on the whole, is depicted as being completely unsympathetic and alien to our existence. Say in Hindu mythology, they say that the world is the drama of God. So in just precisely that way, every one of us is a whirlpool in the tide of existence. The deepest level, a person as a whole can get in the way of his own existence by becoming too aware of himself.
It's like it's a play. It's a giant, field of consciousness dancing for itself, and you're here to make me happy, and it's making itself happy. It's like one soul. That's how I feel. I feel like people say, "Well, I have a soul." You don't have a soul. There's no you, but I feel like there is a soul, and it includes everything.
Yeah.
And when you wake up in the morning and you feel like I'm the universe, you don't have to reach for the stars. You can just let life happen.
Yeah.
And walk through the doors.
The only approval I really look for is my own, because it's the only way to do it. I've tried it every which way, and it really is the only thing that counts. Is if you like it, then you can give it to the world, and at least when the critics say it's a bunch of rubbish, say, well, I like it. And as long as you're convinced you do like it, that's the main thing.
Best advice you've ever received?
Be yourself.
Superpower you'd like to have?
The ability to love without judgment at all times.
All I can do is prepare my craft to be diligent and focused enough for when I connect and when a wave of divinity flows through me, that I have the muscles, the craft to express it and to articulate it into some kind of something. When I'm in a healthy creative space, when I'm truly able to get gone in my creativity, whether the work that I'm doing is of a high quality or not, I become present, and when I'm present, I'm able to be there for other people. I mean, digging is it's like fleeing, you're going fishing. You can't get the magic groove every time. You cast your thing, you're diligent, you stay there, you're always fishing, and sometimes you catch, the magic behemoth, Beowulf rears his head from the depth, and everything happens, and sometimes you sit there and get a sunburn,
Sometimes when I perform, that it's just you open yourself up and things pass through you. Like a good vowel movement. You let it go and you find ideas that way. I don't know where they come from, and I don't bother asking.
You, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the world is made of magic. That's what the world is made of. Not natural law, not interlocking cause and effect, not any of these things that are normally... The world is magic, not a little bit. 100%. Every atom from one end of this cosmos to the other is magic, magic, magic.
Marshall McLuhan said, he borrowed a metaphor from me, which is that we are driving a car looking at the rear vision mirror. That means that the environment in which you believe yourself to exist is always a past one. It isn't the one you're actually in. That your existence is not something that is just the hopeless little creature that's suddenly confronted with a great big external world that goes gah at him, and eats him up. Every tiniest little thing that comes into being, every minute little fruit fly or gnat or bacterium, I will go so far as to say is an event upon which this whole cosmos depends. So legitimately, all points in the universe are the center. That's St. Bonaventure's description of God, that circle whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. It's always you. Only you see you have this marvelous capacity to transform yourself without knowing that you're doing it. Therefore, you keep surprising yourself. And therefore, you keep on doing it. Because if you didn't surprise yourself, you wouldn't go on doing it. It's just the very fact, you see, that you seem to be the victims of a thing you don't understand, and that you seem to conclude your life every time in a wipeout called death, where all your control goes, is just exactly that opposite condition to what you call being alive that allows you to be alive.